Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Rumor has it Anthony Joshua is upset and unhappy with the Deontay Wilder fight fallout. Stay tuned. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Well. What do we have here? I told you. Surgical summer. Yeah. I told you. We come to eradicate our foes, crush your enemies totally. Don't be surprised if you hear a whole lot of people talking like new media. We are the trendsetters. Shout out to worldboxingnews.net. They provide a lot of exclusive information, interviews with Shelly Finkel and different things regarding the Joshua Wilder fight. Now, shout out to whoever on Twitter sent me this. But there's an article. The title says, shocker, Anthony Joshua unhappy with Deontay Wilder collapse. Alexander Povetkin fight not official in all caps despite WBA 24-hour deadline. Which is precisely what I said in a live stream about 3 days ago at this particular point. Like I said, don't be surprised if you hear a whole lot of people talking like new media. We create the wave. We make the splash. We make the waves. Now, again, shout out to them for covering this. Just listen to what they have to say. It's been a full week since the World Boxing Association, WBA, ordered a mandatory fight between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin to be signed within 24 hours, and WBN understands the contest is not yet inked for September. They go on to say, this completely contradicts a decision to break off from the talks with Deontay Wilder for a massive undisputed unification clash worth upwards of $100 million. Keep that number in your mind. Over 2 fights, taking Wilder's $50 million offer to the current heavyweight king. Rumors have begun to surface that Joshua is unhappy with the way Wilder talks were ended by his promoter, Eddie Hearn, who was helped by the WBA president, Gilberto Mendoza, to push through a mandatory fight with Povetkin. Mendoza of the WBA had said last week, quote, the WBA requested an answer from Anthony Joshua's team regarding his fight with the mandatory challenger, Alexander Povetkin. WBA have allowed over a month extension to negotiations with Povetkin and are also ongoing discussions with Deontay Wilder. But Eddie Hearn just did a new interview, which you can find floating on the internet, and he says they allowed 2 months, 2.5 months or something like that, extension. Now, this quote from Gilberto Mendoza says, once again, let me reread. The WBA have allowed over a month extension. So why didn't you say 2 months like Eddie? Sounds like a month and a half, maybe a month and a week, right? But Eddie said 2 months in his latest interview. The quote goes on to say, it appears the Wilder team have not returned the contract for the fight. Therefore, we are requesting a date for the Joshua Povetkin fight with immediate effect. The article goes on to say Joshua has since taken a huge amount of stick in the media after the Wilder bout fell apart, and is said to be considering his next move ahead of an expected Povetkin announcement September 22nd at Wembley. With the Povetkin fight still set to go ahead as of today, Joshua could take a stand and order his team to make the Wilder fight happen for him next year after missing out on a fortune in person pay-per-view revenue. Being fully briefed on negotiations throughout Joshua versus Wilder contact, WBN, the website, has been informed that TV rights played a big part in Joshua versus Wilder collapsing along with the already mentioned contract sticking points. Hearn wanted the fight shown live on DAZN in the United States after signing a lucrative deal, whilst Wilder's team believed Showtime pay-per-view was the way to go, as at least a 2-fight deal was expected. On Wednesday, WBN asked the World of Boxing's Russians Vadim, what the delay was on the Povetkin fight, only to be told there will be an announcement soon about the location and next fight for Povetkin on a collision with Joshua. More will be revealed soon. I told you, do you believe in God? Then believe in BOXINGEGO. Believe Death Row East. Believe in that. In 1 year, we outsold Bad Boy, LaFace, right? Now you have other major websites who are telling you and sounding a lot like new media. Hey, what's up with the 24-hour deadline? It's been a week. You know, this is just a bad look for Team Joshua as far as I'm concerned, because the world sees it. And to my knowledge, I don't know, but I thought WBN WorldBoxingNews.net was a UK-based website. Like, it was founded in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But regardless, the points that they're bringing up are interesting, and what I've been saying, right? And they say, another thing I talked about, Eddie Hearn has his own plan. He was willing to cross bridges for the almighty dollar. Showtime has showcased Anthony Johnson's fights from Charles Martin, where he became a champion, all the way to Joseph Parker. They even offered to step in and help mediate this particular fight. Steven Espinoza said, this is a big fight. Wilder, Joshua, two great fighters. They both been on the network. Out of nowhere, Eddie Hearn says, oh, I got a big deal. I can't wait to announce. It's going to shake up the American public. Their American promoters going to be shaking in their boots, things of this sort. Then we find out what that is, what it was all about. What are you talking about, Eddie? And it's this alleged $1 billion investment app that no one's fucking heard of, or no one has in America, called DAZN, that has been, I guess, shown and proven maybe in Canada, Japan, other areas, but not for boxing, right? They made a couple moves, like they signed with World Boxing Super Series, Bellator, but I haven't heard no power moves in combat sports. Like, they're not showcasing Mayweather McGregor 2, McGregor versus Nate Diaz 3, or, you know what I mean, a major fight like that. In fact, a lot of the people Eddie Hearn reached out to have publicly denounced their involvement or their interest. Like Errol Spence, he said, why would I sign to Eddie Hearn DAZN? I don't need a promoter. I like my situation. Deontay Wilder said, you gonna have a hard time. Eddie Hearn's, you gonna have a hard time finding American fighters because they see what you did in the Joshua Wilder fight. They see the lies. So why would they want to sign to you? Adrian Broner laughed. He said, my loyalties with Showtime and Steven Espinoza. I love Al Heyman. And he put Eddie Hearn's 3-fight contract, and he's like, this is what you were trying to offer me? I've been making way more than this. So what are you talking about, right? Gervonta Tank Davis on his Instagram, he just said, Al Heyman is the greatest ever. And I'm signed to the greatest ever, Floyd Mayweather. So this whole DAZN thing, it doesn't sound like so far it is officially panned out, meaning it's the go-to spot. Can that change? Maybe. But it's going to need something greater than the World Boxing Super Series, because although that's a tournament, you don't have the Broners, the Errol Spences, and different people that have already have established platforms participating in it. You know, Murat Gassia versus Usyk is a great fight for boxing. However, it's not two bankable names. Like, you look at Hollywood, let's say 90s, 2000s or something. Will Smith, Tom Cruise, those were bankable stars. anything they touched was gold. Rumpelstiltskin. You get what I'm saying? So to me, I haven't seen that type of star power. So it's looking bad, man. Team Joshua is now saying they're unhappy. This article and a lot of what's been said sounds closer to the version that we heard from Wilder. Wilder did an interview with Brendan Schaub. Shout out to them. And he did interviews after this fight fell apart and it looked like it wasn't happening next. He did several interviews. He talked about the $15 million that their improved offer, right? And he was willing just to take whatever. Now those offers from basically the 2018 offers are now off the table since none of them went through. He said that Eddie Hearn's not loyal. You know, basically he crossed Showtime. And even though they were willing to help, even though they've helped supplement Joshua's career in the U.S., he's trying to do his own thing with DAZN. And he said he's going to struggle trying to get U.S. fighters to commit to him. This is not a good look. He also said Anthony Joshua doesn't call the shots. It's Eddie Hearn. And Joshua would have took the 50 mil, which could explain why when Wilder said 50 mil, the money's all in the bag on Instagram. And when he announced the $50 million transaction or potential offer, not even potential, it was an offer, $50 million offer from his side, Anthony Johnson was in the comment and he said, "Let's roll," with the fire emoji. So he sounded like he was with it. Now you have Eddie Hearn playing damage control, and he's doing interviews saying that it was a tongue-in-cheek interview, and Anthony Joshua didn't really mean it. It was just, he just said it jokingly, not to be taken literally. Who does that? Why would he get on IFL and say, "I swear, 50 mil, I'll take the fight tomorrow"? Why would he say "let's roll" with the fire emoji? We know what "let's roll" means. It means like, let's go, let's get it. I don't know how they do in the UK. I used to live there, but it's been a while. I don't know how they do in the UK, but "let's roll" means we good to go. Like if a family is taking a road trip to Disney World and the dad says to his kids and his wife, "Everybody pack?" And they're like, "Yeah." "Everybody use the bathroom?" "Yeah." "Everybody turn their lights off?" "Yeah." "Everybody got their cell phone and chargers?" "Yeah." All right, let's roll. What would that mean to you? Would that mean, "Oh, wait, I got to do the dishes," or "I forgot this, I still got to pack"? No, "let's roll" is pretty universal. Let's roll means, like I said, let's go. Let's get it. Next level. Let's level up. Let's get this bag. Man, it's not looking good. And then, like I said, the WBA with the fake deadline just is horrific. Because they basically cock-blocked this fight in the mid-negotiations when the Wilder side said, "Yes, we'll take this lowball offer. Contract will be back to you by Friday." And the only rebuttal or argument I've seen from Eddie Hearn is, "Oh, if you knew the two small points on Sunday or Monday, why is it going to take till Friday?" And the WBA must have seen that, and they seen that article with ESPN, so they said, enough is enough, 24 hours. But then now the Povetkin side is telling you right here, the fight, there'll be announcements soon about the location of the next fight, but it's not finalized. So once again, why did the WBA step in with this, "we need signed contracts" within 24 hours, and it's been over a week? At this point, it's the 4th of July. So what happened to the mad rush? Obviously, there wasn't that great of a rush if Povetkin's own team is confessing that it's not fully announced and done and finalized. So that sounds like a ploy just to get everyone to shut up about Joshua Wilder because, oh, we got to do it now. And I know Eddie Hearn didn't anticipate new media. He didn't anticipate the fans having someone like new media in Ego's army and all these great talking points working against him. He thought, I'm the promoter. I got blue eyes. I got a little smile, dimples. They're going to believe it. I'm just going to throw it out there. Boom. No one's going to make a big deal. They're going to say, oh, the WBA stepped in. No biggie, no problem, nothing they could do. But we're not buying it because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that an even bigger fight, you work 2 months on it and you really want it more than anything. You're saying your fighter wants it more than anything, but you have a good relationship with the WBA. You've been an upstanding WBA champion, and you're not going to beg and plead with them or even potentially let them strip you. If you let them strip you and then they make Povetkin versus so-and-so on that September date, who cares? That's going to hurt them more than anything. It's going to hurt them that the WBA was not involved or their belt was not represented in the biggest heavyweight fight in modern boxing history for this era. So even if they did strip you, that would just make them look bad because they would not be participating in a fight of this magnitude. You know what I mean? Getting the sanctioning fees, having their belt on the table at the press conference, stuff like that, because they would have stripped him, allegedly. And then, like I said, as far as this DAZN, Eddie Hearn sounded like he was willing to cross Showtime and cut them out the deal totally. Just like a movie almost. You know, when so-and-so's working with the person and then they double cross them and then they cut someone out of the equation. And then the person finds out, the good guy or whatever, like, man, fuck, I cannot believe they did this to me. You know what I mean? Showtime offered to help mediate. They showcased Joshua's fights, tried their best to help build him up in the U.S., give him exposure, make these little promos for him. And then now all that, you're trying to do it on DAZN. Like, come on, man. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.